Hi guys, this is Miss Laura and I'm going to be covering Living in Shells Part 3 today. The first part of your lesson today is your grammar lesson. It's again going over using context clues. You've been reading to understand what happens in a story, and when you read a word that you don't know, sometimes you can break it down a sentence to find out clues about what the word would mean. And so they want you to read this sentence from Shells and then answer the questions. It wants you to look and see what you notice about that sentence. Try breaking it into chunks. And to understand, it says to understand the meaning of the sentence, you have to understand what the word distinguish means. So try to practice using context clues to figure out what that word means. And so you'll work on that a little bit. And it just goes on to tell you more about when you use context clues, it helps you figure out the meanings of words that you don't know. You do not need to answer this question in your journal. The next section talks about learning about a theme. This time we're going to be comparing and contrasting Shells with Night of the Spadefoot Toad. Good readers compare and contrast stories they read because it helps them understand different perspectives on the same topics. So when you're reviewing the two stories, you should be thinking about how the characters are alike and different, and how the settings are the same or different. It wants you to read Shells and then Night of the Spadefoot Toads. Not the whole thing, obviously. You're just doing a review of each one. And after you do that, you're going to answer these two questions in your journals. How are the characters Ben and Michael alike, and how are they different? And how are the settings of Shells and Night of the Spadefoot Toad alike or different? Do that in a Venn diagram. That's how you're going to practice doing that. So label one side Shells and the other one Night of Spadefoot Toads, and then use the diagram to identify the topics and themes of each story. Write the difference in each circle, and then put the ones that are same about them in the middle. And you need to do at least 3 in each section. You do not need to do the reading log, so you can skip that. And then you're going to work on your writing. So that is going to be underneath of your big ideas. Finish typing your first narrative and then spend 20 minutes finishing up on your new story in your reading journal. And that is going to be it for the day, except for down here, it says, now that you've revised your narrative and are happy with it, write or upload it in the box. Let your learning guide know when you've done so. You need to attach it says, now that you've revised your narrative and you're happy with it, you can write it in the box. This is where you can attach your first story. And then if you're done with your second story, you can also attach it here, because then I can grade them both. Click submit. And this is the rubric to make sure that you're to know how you're being graded on your writing. Have a great day of learning, guys.